Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel. Welcome to another one of our Werewolf games. I play Werewolf games occasionally through Zoom with people, and you can join these games or games run by many other people if you join our Dice Tower Facebook or Dice Tower Werewolf Facebook page. There's hundreds of people there, and games happen almost every night, not just Werewolf, but Blood on the Clock Tower and other things like that. So this is a game I ran. So in the last few games that you have seen and I've played, I've run the Agents of Chaos team. I like it. It adds a little bit of something to the game. Let's see how it works today. All right, well, welcome everybody to our village here. I must confess I am growing slightly more chaotic as time goes by, and I don't know what to do about that. But tonight we're just going to mix a couple things that I have done in the past. So first of all, a few of you are villagers, straight up villagers. You want to kill all the werewolves. Problem is, not necessarily a problem for the villagers, but I have split the werewolves into two teams, Werewolf Alpha and Werewolf Z. I might have said Zeta to some of you, I don't know, but Z, Zeta, Z. A and Z. Z for you Canadians. So there's two werewolf teams. You don't know how many people are on each team. It does not matter to you right now. There are no special werewolves. Every werewolf is normal in this particular game. If both werewolf teams will not know who's on the other werewolf team, and both werewolf teams want to win alone. If there's ever more werewolves, or if there's ever equal number of werewolves to the villagers, then the team with more werewolves win, unless it's a tie, in which case we keep playing. If both werewolf teams try to kill the same person at night, nothing happens because they fight over that person in their werewolf form. And so that person does not die. But it is possible for there to be 2 kills a night, although the bodyguard has a better chance of protecting someone. That's right, the villagers have some heroes on their side. A bodyguard who protects people at night, a hunter who will take someone out with them when they die, and a seer who I will tell you, yes, someone's a werewolf, or no, they're not. That is the only question the seer can ask me. I won't tell you what team they are, and I'm only talking about werewolves. They are yes, a werewolf, or no, they're not. The villagers also have a Frankenstein. The Frankenstein has no power at all until someone dies. If someone dies who has a role, I'll tell you. So the Frankenstein can become the bodyguard, the hunter, or the seer. So that's one thing going on. The other thing is we have a 4th team. So there's actually 4 teams here tonight. And the 4th team is my favorite new Chaos team. So the Chaos team is 2 people, the Chaos Agent and the Mad Scientist. On night 1, the Chaos Agent is going to show the Mad Scientist 4 people who need to die by the end of day 6. So by the end of day 6, if those 4 people are dead, then and one of this team is still alive, the Chaos Agent or the Mad Scientist, then they win, and they win alone. So those 4 people must be dead. They're going to show that list to me and to the Mad Scientist on night 1. And if you are the Mad Scientist, if you could, start writing those names down now. I'm not Mad Scientist, Chaos Agent. If you are the Chaos Agent, start writing those down now, but not right now because everyone's going to look to see whose head just went down. So at night, starting with night 2, the Mad Scientist is going to be able to switch 2 people. Anything that happens to those 2 people at night gets transferred to the other person. This means, dear werewolf teams, that if you try to kill someone and they don't die, they could have been switched. The other werewolf team could have targeted them. The bodyguard could have protected them. Or it could have been the Sasquatch, which you'll find out the following night. Because, yes, we're playing with the Sasquatch, as I've patented that at this point. There's only one Sasquatch. First werewolf team to kill them transfers the Sasquatch to their team, unless the Sasquatch dies as a villager or survives as a villager, in which case the Sasquatch is a villager. So right now, the Sasquatch is a villager. The Sasquatch also, they also automatically change to a werewolf if the villagers don't kill anybody. It's an automatic thing, and it will be a random flip as to which team they join. All right, so questions.
I'm assuming the other werewolf team can't kill the other werewolf team.
That's correct. You can also try to kill someone. If they're on the other werewolf team, they won't die.
Can the switch kill a werewolf? Can a werewolf be killed by the switch? Like I decide to kill, I don't know, Blake,
Okay, that's a good question because we did allow that in the past. A werewolf team can kill their own people, but you cannot kill the other.
No. I mean, if you kill somebody that got switched, like in the chaos agent switched like a werewolf by a villager, and then the werewolves try to kill that villager, does the werewolf get killed instead? And then
if it's the same team, you can never kill a werewolf on the other team, even if they've been switched. But if they've been switched, you could accidentally kill yourself.
This is
Mostly
a weird
'cause I
code of
find
laws
that
for werewolves.
highly amusing. You do die the night you're killed. Just to clarify, we're not doing the delayed deaths that we did last time. Also, just as a heads up, and this is just a general matter of a thing, if you are somebody with a role, whoever you might be, I don't mind if you've thought about that maybe before it's your turn for the role. And if you are a werewolf, it would be nice if you looked at everyone else before just holding your thing up to the screen and refusing to move it and insisting that that's the person who dies. Some communication probably would help your team.
yeah,
And werewolves,
in front
if
of
you
the
point like this, like I want that name, I don't know what direction you're pointing in, so that doesn't help me. And thumbs up when there are 3 names showing also doesn't help me. You could just write down the same name on your board or what have you. Unless there's only 1 name showing. All right. Everybody ready?
Is there a drunk this game?
There's no drunk. There's no dream wolf. I've already introduced a whole lot of nonsense to this, so I figured we would leave you with very few surprises in that regard.
Just wait for time to pass and the alcohol to kick in.
All the wolves are regular wolves.
They are.
And if we choose not to kill anyone, then it's definite the Sasquatch is going to turn. It's just a matter of which team he ends up on.
That is correct.
Okay.
By the way, refusing not to kill anyone so that you don't do the Agents of Chaos does not work as well as you might think.
It does if you're a werewolf.
That's true. That's true. There is that. Got my die. All right. Good night, everybody. All right. Welcome to the Werewolf Village of 25. The guy who designed the game of 25 was born here. That's what I've heard anyway, and that's the rumor that's been started. There's multiple werewolves wanting to take over this town, but there's an evil mad scientist. But to you, that evil mad scientist is your lovely neighbor. You don't know their evil, wicked ways, but they know their evil, wicked ways. So we're going to start here tonight by the mad scientist and the agent of chaos. This is just a sharing section where the agent of chaos is going to show the mad scientist the 4 names that they want dead. Also me, because that helps me. All right, thank you. All right, and just for a meet and greet, Werewolf Alpha team, just so you know who's on your team. All right, thank you. All right, Werewolf Zeta team. All right, thank you. And Seer, who would you like to know about? Thank you. Well, good morning, everybody. It is a lovely and delicious morning. You smell fresh roasted steaks for everyone to enjoy and eat together until you realize that they're in my house because I've been killed. I was making steaks. I'm not that gruesome. And I died. The werewolves didn't eat the steaks because they like raw meat, as evidenced by the multiple bite marks out of me. Then after I died, the other werewolf team came in and ate the rest of me. So the only thing left is one of my hats. It's a sad day, and no one wants the hat because it looks like garbage. All right. Your time starts.
Steve, are you the bodyguard?
I am not.
Joseph is usually the bodyguard on the games, isn't it? Like 5 times in a row.
Does anybody want Tom steaks? Because I'll eat them.
Yeah, sure. Probably
Yeah, but
well
they-
done by now, right?
Yeah, they're all done. I don't want them. Steak should be like medium.
I'll eat 'em.
Aged meat, so it's nice and cured.
Is there like some sort of inside joke that I'm not privy to where Graham and somebody else always call bodyguard or something?
No, that was the last game we played with Joseph.
Okay, so he wasn't trying to out the bodyguard.
No.
Okay.
Joseph was a bodyguard
He
like in a
got
bunch of games in
targeted
sequence.
because of it, and
Okay.
yeah, it's bad.
Okay.
I'm not even going to go through what happened.
Yeah.
Time's ticking. I don't really care if you just sit here silently.
No.
That's fine by me.
I was waiting for Connor to say it, but I feel like the Sasquatch should probably turn tonight. They're like a guaranteed cursed who the longer they wait in the game, the more likely they are to switch to the werewolves after having been checked by the seer, or if they're one of the final like 5 or 6, then that switch decides the game. So personally, I'd rather the Sasquatch turn sooner rather than later.
I agree.
I think we all would, but then they die quickly, right?
And we don't know how many wolves there are, I guess.
We don't, yeah.
No.
So there's a lot
Probably-
of evils we could potentially kill into today.
I never like the idea of like giving up a villager and having them turn into.
I agree with you, Manny.
Especially if there's 2
I've
teams of
never
wolves.
agreed with that theory. I don't agree with the perfect information thing with the seer. They're a villager right now. That's,
It's
so
happened.
losing a villager and gaining a werewolf.
It's a risk. I agree.
It's happened in a game where the Sasquatch made. I think Steve was it. He made it all the way to the end as Sasquatch, or maybe it was Simon.
Mhm.
But it's happened.
Yeah, I think Julia has a couple times maybe.
The one thing I actually wanted to bring up was not that, but Seer, keep in mind tonight's or what you got last night is the only true information you know. Unless that person's the Sasquatch in turns, but every other night now there's going to be switches. So just because you get werewolf and not werewolf, there's switches. Also remember there's a Frankenstein, so don't be nervous to be like, oh, I don't know if I should come out because I only have 2 werewolves or 1 werewolf. There's a potential backup in the game, so that's something I always want to emphasize to the seers.
I don't understand the switch thing, Connor. Can you explain it?
Yeah, like if I'm the seer tomorrow and I check Amanda and I get a wolf, the agent or the mad scientist is doing switches. So if they switched Amanda with who actually is a wolf, I wouldn't know. Last night is the only night switches didn't happen, so that person is either good or bad.
Right.
Is the agent of chaos just picking 2 names randomly, or are they picking people
No.
who were looked at?
The agent
They
of
do whatever
Chaos
they want. They do
picks
whatever they
any
want.
4 names they want.
Oh, okay.
Those are just people that they want to be dead.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, but the switching part, I apologize. Is that
They-
the mad
yeah,
scientist?
so every night they'll choose 2 people. Those 2 people get switched.
Okay, but they could pick 2 people that nothing happens to. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
They could, yeah.
Whatever happens to one will happen to the other.
Yeah, they usually pick at least one of them is one on their list. There was at least like when I was on the team, then Josh picked like always one of those people.
With a likely target, right?
All right, folks, I need my first nomination, even if that nomination is to kill nobody.
I'll nominate Connor.
All right, Lucas nominates Connor. Is there a second for that?
I'll second it.
I was gonna say this is amazing. If I get
All right, Connor, you've been for the
Get 'em.
first time ever in your history of playing this game, you've been nominated on the first night. What's your defense?
I am a villager. I'm just a regular villager. I'm not going to do the whole you can just kill me because I'm a regular villager because I think that's a bunch of nonsense. Villagers are villagers. You want to keep them alive. I'm not opposed to what Graham said about not killing tonight because we have little to no information unless the seer wants to say anything, which I'm not recommending, but I think it's not a bad option to not kill. I'm not saying we don't that we should. I'm just saying it's not a bad option. That's it.
All right. Well, this is our first night. Hang on one second.
Sorry, up to kill or down to kill?
Down to kill.
Depends
All
what
right,
team
so we're
you're
gonna hold
on.
our thumbs up, and on the count of 3, this means you want Connor to live. This means you would like to see him die on vote 1 of day 1. All right, just clarifying for everybody. Okay.
Does that mean something?
Are you trying to give us a hint?
No. Just saying this is the very first vote of the game. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, 3 votes down. Not enough.
Nick, are you a werewolf?
I am not, Anna. Thank you for asking.
You voted down?
I did, yes.
Victor, Nick, and Chris all voted down.
Which Chris?
And Nick was the second to nominate Connor.
There were like 3 in that. There were about 3 people that were nominating at about the same time. So
I think we should kill today. And there's 2 kills every night potentially, and the werewolves don't know each other if they're on the opposite teams. So there's like less likelihood that the werewolves are going to vote down on their friends because they're split up.
I also think there are 6. I think there's a total of 6 werewolves minimum.
I agree. I
agree
same
too.
thing.
Giving them 7 would basically, if we don't get a protect off, we lose.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but there's
I
also the
nominate
risk of the werewolves.
You
not
nominate
getting
who?
killed because they
Who was nominated?
Victor's been
I am, I
nominated.
guess.
Is there a second for that?
I'll second.
All right, Victor.
Who nominated Victor?
This is the
Reed.
second
Reed.
nomination of day 1. Victor, what's your defense?
Just hear the play right now and see how it goes. It's been a little while since I played, and I'm trying to take some initial notes here of stuff. But I mean,
Scotty, your video's on.
He just left.
Who nominated Victor?
Reed.
Is there a reason for nominating him? Reed?
I'm just waiting
yeah, I
for
can speak. Yeah, so I nominated him because he voted death on Connor, and Connor was, I feel like he was providing good logic.
All righty, well, thumbs. This is thumbs for Victor. This is vote 2 of day 1. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. That's 6 down, but that's not enough.
Yeah, I mean, if we end up not killing, I don't think it's the end of the world, just because it's probably good if we get a couple of scenarios where we're making it less likely for the agents of chaos to meet their mark.
Has this strategy that you talked about where you let the Sasquatch turn, has this worked?
I'm not saying necessarily that we do it today, but I'm saying we should at some point between now and day 6.
I think
Would
it's
you
one
say
less,
that has?
is one less variable for the seer to have to deal with. Right.
I don't
Plus-
even care about.
Yeah, but
I think Graham and I are kind of on the same page with this. I think Tom really wants the Agents of Chaos to win, and with this whole 2 team method,
Come on, I'm not
Agreed.
with this whole 2 team method now, it's more likely that there's going to be lots, especially if we're killing people too. It's just likely that they could get the win with that, but
there's also the likelihood
Well,
that
let me,
they could
let
all
me-
be killed too.
Let me
Other
defend
countries
myself here real
lost
quick
no
to
kills.
Connor. Connor, I thought about this, and I thought about giving him 1 fewer day, but there's a couple things. With more kills, the chance of them being eliminated is higher.
That's true.
And in the past, the werewolves have crossed each other, and the bodyguard has protected someone more often than not.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's all valid.
See how
I
Tom
have
is
an
defending
idea.
himself.
That doesn't mean you're not cheering for them.
If we let the Sasquatch turn tonight, it gives us one more werewolf to possibly kill tomorrow during the day if we're still just shooting in the dark.
But we could still kill them as a villager.
I understand.
So it's the same difference.
I'm curious, Gil, do you have any reads so far? And B, how come you were so interested during the rules explanation what the logic was for werewolves targeting each other? Because as a villager, I really didn't care.
Because I was writing out the information on the roles. That's all. I was writing each role.
So, you mean you don't cast the Agent of Chaos, Graham?
Gil, are you confused on anything in the rules? Like you don't understand how something works?
No, I understand everything perfectly this time. That game, you throw me on, like, you had like about 55 rules. And then I came in and it said, oh, you pick it up as we go. So that's
a lot of bad blood in this village.
Blake, what do you think?
For sure.
What do I think?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have a lot of thoughts so far. I mean, I haven't played with Reed before. He's been a little aggressive, which maybe that's what he does when he's a villager. Honestly, Connor, I wish you wouldn't call him me because you're giving me one of the agent vibes. I don't know which one, but when you're talking about,
Even if I am, who cares, right? I think werewolves should be the main concern. So who cares even if I am?
Well, you have a win condition that I would not like to win. So I'm just, you asked what my thoughts are.
Oh, then kill me day 6.
You asked what my thoughts are, and then you aren't happy with them. So sorry.
My argument is kill me right before day 6. Then there's no reason to kill me right now.
I just want to finish as Graham. Graham, I have some people with good vibes. I haven't got any hints on bad ones yet.
Blake, I play with Reed a lot in person, and Reed is aggressive both as a villager and a werewolf. So, it's not a way to read him. Is what I'm saying.
All right, everybody. Well, at this point, I need the next thing for someone to say to be a nomination for a person or to not kill anyone tonight. So, third nomination, please.
I not kill.
Nick is nominating Gil. Is there a second for
No,
that?
not kill.
Oh, you vote to not kill. Sorry.
Yes.
Even you wants to kill me on the first day? I have no chance in this game.
I nominate Nick.
Anna, sorry, but Nick has nominated first. Is there a second to not kill?
If we do second and this doesn't pass, does the day
then we would have an immediate another nomination. Otherwise,
I'll second it. Let's see what happens.
All right. So the nomination is up here to not kill anybody tonight and let the Sasquatch change to one of the werewolf teams. So voting up means you would like to not kill anybody. This means you would prefer to kill somebody. Okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Please.
That's quite close, 13 to 12, but the vote is to kill someone. So now I need a nomination to kill somebody.
Anna, don't go after Nick.
Yeah, Anna.
Go after me. It's fine.
Don't. No.
No, don't. I agree with the others. Don't go after.
He wouldn't say that if he was a werewolf.
I don't believe you. When it comes
do
out
what you
that
want
he's
to
a
do, Anna.
werewolf, maybe you're on his team.
I feel Victor.
Saying that is putting yourself on the map. You don't want to do that if you're a werewolf.
Victor. I'm not going to nominate because I want to make sure we have a. But I think Victor. That's
for what reason?
I think your defense. I think Reed nominating you kind of caught you off guard a little bit.
I'm also caught off guard because I got some personal text going on right now, so that's distracting me a little bit.
All right. Well, either way,
all right.
Do I have a nomination, please?
I'll nominate Victor.
All right. Is there a second for that? Connor. All right, Victor, what's your defense?
I'm still here to play. I do, seriously, it's not a lie. I do have some personal messages going on my phone right now, so that's why I'm a little distracted. Every time I've played in the past before on here, some people that I've played with before, the first day or so, I'm just trying to have fun with it. Usually, especially when Jason is on here, I'm just trying to mess around. So you can't go off my first vote as something serious at all. So, like I said, I think that is kind of a BS excuse that someone gave about the whole I'm just a plain old villager kind of statement is kind of a little lame, so I'm not going to say that. But yeah, I just goof around for the first day or so because we don't have any information to go off of. So,
all right, this is vote 3 for day 1. No matter what you all vote here, this will be the last vote of the night. If you vote to not kill Victor, then we just go to sleep without killing anybody. And the Sasquatch, I'll quick text you to tell you what team you're on. All right? Ready? 1, 2, 3. That's 16 down. Unfortunately, Victor, you are dead. And Victor was indeed a werewolf. I do not tell you all what team he was on. I just tell you that he was a werewolf. Good night, everybody. And that was day 1. All right. Let me get out my sheet here. All right, the first thing we're going to do tonight on night 2 is we're going to let the mad scientist switch to people. Who would you like to switch? Thank you. All right. Werewolf Alphas. Who would you like to take out? Thank you. I just realized I forgot to talk to the bodyguards. We're going to switch quickly to the bodyguard. Bodyguard, who would you like to protect tonight? All right, Werewolf Beta, or Zeta, sorry. Werewolf Zeta, or Zed, who would you like to take out? Thank you. Seer, who would you like to know about? All right, good morning, everybody. I regret to inform you all that it was a bloody night, and we have 2 innocent villagers who have died. Connor has died, as well as Anna. Both of them murdered in cold or warm blood. I'm not actually sure. But the fact is they're both dead. All right, it's day 2.
That was a weird kill because I think people were suspicious of Connor a little bit.
That was a really weird kill.
He might have gotten slapped.
Connor just pushed a werewolf. So I was actually...
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, they're
for
not on
Connor.
the same team.
Connor will throw
necessarily.
people under the bus all the time. That was a
Anna was really aggressive, so I was starting to be suspicious of her.
I can't believe both those kills are crazy to me.
Yeah.
Hey, Graham, you have something to say?
I'm just curious if everyone who voted up for Victor would like to name themselves so I can write it down.
I voted up. I didn't think it was bad. I kind of trust. I thought
I
he was.
voted up for Victor.
Anyone else?
I don't see what that even means, Graham.
Chris, did you vote like?
Well,
I thought it was a terrible defense, and anybody that voted up for it.
I got accused and killed for the same reason, and I was telling the truth when I did.
He couldn't even say the word villager. Like,
But I don't think that means anything. Like I want the Sasquatch to turn day one in these games because it's better for the seer for the game. So
I imagine it was the same people who voted up for Victor were the ones who voted up to not to
yeah,
kill.
I think so too. And like it was cute that Nick thought I was defending him because I don't care about you in that sense, Nick. In these games, if I think you're bad, I thought you were good. I think so.
To kill Victor, but I voted not kill, but I thought his defense was really, really bad. It sounded really like nervous and rambly, which mine would probably be too.
Could Chris the werewolf killer, could you explain why you voted not to kill?
Because I'm crazy.
Did you say you're mad?
No real reason.
Like in Crazy Scientist?
Ooh.
Crazy scientist. Yes, that's me. No, I am not a crazy scientist.
But Chris, you voted to kill Connor.
Just a plain old villager. Yes, I did. That was personal. Connor needed to die. I can't lie. There's a little bit of joy in my face from the death of Connor.
Are you a werewolf, Chris?
Not today.
Are you
Not
tonight?
today.
Ooh.
Ooh, sneaky. Maybe. No, I'm not. I'm just gonna make you
Chris,
all.
you're not helping things.
I know.
Yeah, this is a little too much comedy.
Well,
What
he
if
could
Chris
be
is
a
on the
werewolf
chaos?
if no one kills. He could become a werewolf. So maybe he's a Sasquatch.
No, what if Chris is on the chaos team because he seems to be he voted up on the person who, and in my mind, wasn't suspicious, and he voted down twice, I think, on the person who was. So maybe he's trying to kill specific people.
Maybe.
Well, Connor is
That's crazy.
one of the likely.
I've seen enough. I'll go ahead and nominate Chris.
Come on, Manny.
A second.
All right, just to clarify, which Chris are you nominating?
The other one.
Oh, the werewolf killer.
All right. And is that the same second then?
Yes.
All right. Chris the werewolf killer, you've been nominated and seconded. What's your defense?
Oh man, my defense is probably as bad as my other defense before I was nominated. I am a villager, plain old villager. You don't want to kill me. I'm just goofing around. I'm not worried about it. But I am a villager. Don't kill me. Not yet. Maybe
Can I ask
later.
a quick rules question before we vote. Do we both needs to be alive, or only one of the chaos team?
Only one needs to be alive.
Okay.
Are you throwing your teammate under the
So if
bus
we
now,
kill
Jill?
Chris, they still didn't lose yet, because I think.
Well,
Jill
I'm
is
not a
clarifying.
chaos agent. Thank you very much, Gil.
You're such a werewolf killer.
All
You're
right.
not scientist.
Vote one of day two. This is for Chris the werewolf killer. And we have 23 people voting. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
This is earlier than I was expecting.
I voted to save you, Chris. Remember this.
Well,
Yep, that's you've been killed, Chris. I'm sorry.
What?
And Chris was a villager. Actually, I am correct on that, right? Actually,
Would you say villager even if he was chaos, or we wouldn't learn?
no. I'll tell you if a chaos team is killed. I won't tell you which person they were. Actually, Chris is the hunter, so he gets to take one person with him.
Ooh.
Good
I
job.
voted up for you, Chris.
I voted up for you too because
no
you,
talking. No
Victoria
talking, Chris,
nominated
right
or
now.
seconded.
Chris,
you
We can't
sounded
talk.
just like
Sonia,
me.
can't talk.
kill you automatically.
I'm sorry.
No talking.
I knew you were a villager because I have said the same thing, Chris.
Boy, all these people.
All right, Chris, you unmute yourself and tell me I've muted everyone else.
Oh man, there's so many
No,
choices.
you don't got time. Otherwise, you'll lose your power.
Can I have 2 hours?
No.
Okay, I'll take out. I got to take out. Blaker. Let's go with Gil.
All right, Gil has been shot. Gil is a werewolf. All righty. Good night, everybody. All right. Well, that was an exciting day. It's not very often you see a a hunter with analysis paralysis. Okay, so let's get started with our mad scientist. Switching things around. This is night 3. Thank you. All right, bodyguard. Who would you like to protect? All right, werewolf, team alpha. All right, werewolf Zed. All right, seer. Thank you. All right, good morning, everybody. Night 2 of Bloody Bloodiness. 2 more innocent villagers killed. Victoria and Manny. So now you are down to a much smaller village.
We have such weird deaths.
I mean, that saves me because I was gonna go after them. So that's great.
I just want to say, finally, Chris, you killed a werewolf. I'm so proud of you. Good job.
So it seems like the deaths are people who have been nominating people.
Seems to
like
me. I don't want to nominate
is
anymore.
dying.
Which makes sense if they're targeting the agents of chaos, right? I was going to say that we shouldn't let the same people nominate multiple days because that's allowing people to sort of push who they want to die.
Yeah.
But if the werewolves are targeting those same people, then great.
I'm worried that Connor, Gil, and Chris are dead. They're all like high possible.
Yeah. Chris would have been on my list if I made a.
Gil was already on my list because it was weird. He started to say something about like, oh, somebody threw me under the bus and then stopped
Gil
him.
was a werewolf. Yeah, that was obvious.
No, I know, but I'm just saying.
Actually, I thought he was one of the chaos teams, but yeah, he was suspicious.
Lucas, I think you're on the list if you're not on the chaos team.
I feel like the chaos team is not nominating people because they're going to be nervous about being.
Maybe Julia can shed some light on it. She's played that role before.
Well, I when I was in that role, I didn't nominate because it would have been so out of character. So it depends, I think, on who the person is.
Are you mad this time, Julia?
No.
Are you
I'm
a
happy.
scientist?
Would you like to nominate somebody today, Julia?
No. I don't have a good read. I'm worried that Jenny is quiet because she's usually someone who gets killed off early because she has such good reads. And yet I think also then that would be someone that the mad scientists would put on, or the agent of chaos would put on the list. So I don't want her to get killed. So that's my main thought.
unless she's the agent of chaos or mad scientist.
True.
I do think Jenny has been very quiet so far.
I
for
think it
living
is a
so long.
werewolf, but I also don't want to kill her.
Yeah, that's
now.
the problem. Jenny, me, Blake are probably one of us three is probably on the list.
Well, I had you on my list last time, Lucas, and you like survived until the end of the game.
But I was Frankenstein.
Someone saw that. You will never be on the list again.
I think Lucas has a lot of end game. Like you're often alive in the end game, so they shouldn't pick you.
Depends on but I usually get killed fast. So depends really on how bad I am for the village. Because if I help the village,
Can we?
then they usually kill me. If I help the werewolves, they let me live.
I just want to give Jenny a chance because her name was thrown out and she hasn't unmuted yet.
I did, but people were still talking. But
Sorry.
That's okay. So yeah, I've been trying to play more quiet because first of all, I want to stay in the game longer, and also to give other people a chance to share whatever their thing is. My top suspicion, I'm a plain villager, by the way. I'm not on the Agent of Chaos team. My top suspicion right now is Reed, just because of the way he kind of jumped in there in the beginning. Yeah, that's my number one right now.
Cool. I mean, I jumped in and went after Victor. I was the first one after Victor. I know there's 2 werewolf teams, but I mean, I hope you at least see that doesn't place me on one of the werewolf teams, most likely.
Well, if he's not on your werewolf team, then you wouldn't know.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Like, of course, I mean, all we really know is that he's probably not on your team. That's all we really know.
Yeah, which makes me less likely to be a werewolf. Percentage.
I only played with Reed once, but then he claimed Seer as a plain villager to protect the Seer. So, like, I think he's doing advanced plays, like good plays. So.
All right, folks, I need my first nomination for day 3.
I nominate Blake.
Is there a second for that? Amanda, you're seconding that? All right, Blake, you've been nominated and seconded. What's your defense?
Yeah, I'm okay with that because I wanted to have the floor to speak. You shouldn't kill me because I am a villager. Unfortunately, Julia is probably my main suspicion. She voted down on Chris off of I felt like no real information, and that felt like just a way to get a good player out. So Julia's on my list. Jenny, I'm with you on Reed, but I thought you would have a little more at this point, so I'm a little suspicious of Jenny. And I don't know, maybe Amanda, just because. That's fine. That's all.
All right, this is vote 1 of day 3 for Blake. Thumbs ready. And 1, 2, 3. That's unanimous, including the people nominating and seconding you. All right.
Can we hear from Amanda? I feel like we got a nomination without her even unmuting yet this game.
I've unmuted, but I just really haven't said anything. I'm just kind of observing. I'm starting to be a little bit suspicious of Jenny because, yeah, she's being very quiet this game, and usually she's not. But again, yeah, sometimes whenever she does say her suspicions, she's gone. And I haven't heard from Doug or from Courtney, so they kind of, I don't know if they're just quiet players, but they're kind of a little bit suspicious on my list, and that's pretty much all of my suspicions so far.
Why did you second Blake then, if he's not on your list?
Mainly just to go ahead and have that first nomination done and over with, and also I wanted to hear what Blake had to say.
I nominated him because Chris was thinking about killing him.
I think it's problematic that we lost like 7 people already, and we have a long time to go until the chaos thing is over. So
yeah, it's day 3.
We need the werewolves to not do so well at night.
Yeah.
Can we hear from Doug?
Should we really kill in the day?
I don't think so.
Sorry, Doug?
Yeah,
I'd rather have the werewolf win than the agent of chaos thing.
Yeah, I'm usually pretty quiet till like the mid sort of late game. I just like to sit back and listen. My biggest suspicion right now is Steve, because when Steve's a villager, he talks a lot more. When he's like a werewolf, he just kind of comes in, he just does a few little quick jabs, gets out of the conversation, then comes back, jabs back in. So
I've been talking, and when I have suspicions, I will gladly share them with everybody.
I think actually what Doug said was pretty accurate, though.
Yeah,
You've just been kind of chiming in randomly.
Yeah, I agree. Steve is definitely acting like he's something.
I think, well, I'm acting like I'm a villager, but that's because I am. But
he's not the bodyguard.
A chaotic villager?
Not at all.
I mean, he
Just a
could be a
regular
role because he plays the same as a role. Quite. But yeah, it is not villager play. Yeah.
I'm going to nominate
Chris.
I'm going to nominate
before you do
Jenny.
that. Okay.
Sorry, I'll take it away. Go, Blake. Go.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask Chris Tilsey what he thought of Amanda Tilsey's kind of defense there.
It's the family hunter again.
a little early to be suspicious of my own wife, I guess. I'm going to trust her for now.
Did I hear a nomination?
Yeah, I'm going to nominate Jenny. I just find it suspicious that Jenny's claiming she's playing quiet, and then when people start accusing her, then she starts. And then she starts.
Well, yeah,
going at
because
people.
now I know I'm probably gonna die. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I
now
think
there's no
it's-
point in holding back.
I think it's suspicious. I think there's just something. I'm getting something off of it.
All right, is there a second to that? All right, I need another nomination then.
I don't think we should kill, guys.
You can make that
Hey.
nomination.
I'll nominate not to kill.
A second.
All right, any discussion on that before we vote?
Yeah, we still only killed 2 werewolves, and the werewolves will kill in the night. They won't stop themselves.
could get
No,
2.
and
We haven't. The Sasquatch hasn't converted yet. Do we really want to do this?
No. So the werewolves are killing way too many people to not kill because we are losing as a village, and I don't care if we lose it to the Agent of Chaos or werewolf because a loss is a loss at the end.
Yeah, I think we should.
If we were going to do that, we should have done that day one.
Yeah.
All right, so we're voting here not to kill. So if you don't want to kill, this means keep people. Let's go to sleep without killing. This means we want to kill somebody. All right, thumbs ready. 1, 2, 3. Only
Lucas, why are you-
4 votes up to not kill. So
Lucas, why are you arguing for killing and then voting up? I don't understand it.
Because I misunderstood the voting.
Oh.
I
It's
also
pretty
think
obvious.
I also think we should not kill if we don't have a good suspicion. I was totally ready to not kill
but
day
we have
one
several
before
good
Victor opened his
suspicions.
mouth with that
We have
comment.
several good suspicions, Graham.
Yeah. But Lucas, what if Jenny is on the list?
Yeah, that's my
I'm
problem.
a little.
But we don't have to go for Jenny today, you know?
Then let's
Look
kill
at she's-
Julia. Come on, you know she's not on the agent list, and I'm pretty sure she's a werewolf.
How?
And I
You
think
could
Joseph's
nominate
a
her.
werewolf too, by the way. His whole let's not kill.
Yeah, I'm
I've never
suspicious
seen
of
him
Joseph.
ever.
Yeah.
Very aggressive. Whenever I was talking, I just got cut out a little bit.
I think I'm suspicious of people who were like from the first day, like jumping on. Those were crazy kills at night. Like it's really easy. Like, oh, I wouldn't have done that as a werewolf, of course not. And then with like no kill nows, I'm quite suspicious of Joseph.
So mine are either Joseph or Julia would be who I would nominate.
One of the J's.
I'll nominate Joseph.
I still don't think we
is
should
there a
kill
second
because
for
we've just
that?
got to lose to the Agent of Chaos. So.
I'll second it.
All right, Joseph, you've been nominated and seconded. What's your defense?
I'm a plain villager. If I were a werewolf, I would just sit back and relax. But since I'm a villager, I feel I need to say something and try to, give my input.
All right, this is
And-
vote. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. You got more time.
No, it's fine. I think you're gonna kill me, but I don't think I'm on the list actually, because I was last week, so I have a feeling I'm not. But yeah.
All right, this is vote 3 of day 3. All righty, thumbs ready. 1, 2, 3. You got 5 positive votes, but that was not enough. Joseph is dead, and Joseph was a villager. All right, good night, everybody. Before anybody asks, I will tell you if the Agents of Chaos win. It's an automatic thing at that point in time. All right, we'll start with the Mad Scientist. Who would you like to switch tonight? All right, Bodyguard, who would you like to protect? All right, Werewolf Alpha. Thank you. Werewolf Zed. Thank you. All right, Seer, who would you like to know about? Thank you. All right, good morning, everybody. Okay, well, less bloody last night. Only one innocent villager died, and that was Nick. Sorry, Nick, but you died in a horrible... It's so horrible, I can't even talk about it right now without crying. All right, it is day 4.
I feel like the agents are doing really well.
Hopefully that wasn't Sasquatch.
So this was the first time neither the nomination nor the second died, you know, because the other 2 nights they always targeted the people who nominated in second.
That's a great point.
And this time they actually did not do that. So Reed, Courtney, what are you?
Me? I'm a villager.
I'm a villager.
Why didn't they kill you?
I can't answer that. You gotta ask them.
That's good question.
Did
Maybe
you
I wasn't
notice?
going after them.
Did you guys notice how Blake talked about killing Julia, and then Joseph kind of at the end, and then Reed quickly nominated Joseph, but Julia never unmuted her mic, like to say anything about like defending herself or anything. Just something I saw, but she's still on. No.
What do you think, Julia?
I'm just a regular villager, so if you were blindly, killing people, I guess it's better to kill me than to kill blindly someone who has an important role like the Seer or the Frankenstein. But I also think that we're running out of fellow villagers, and it's kind of alarming because we're losing so many people at night as well. So I'd rather not be killed because I want the village to win, but I'm afraid Jenny is not a villager, but I'm also afraid she's on the list, so I don't want to nominate her. I don't know why Blake is suspicious of me, but yeah.
Julia, do you think we have a Seer that's still alive that has multiple nights worth of information but doesn't feel the need to share it yet?
I hope we do. Between the Seer and the Frankenstein, I would imagine we do, but
I mean, a Frankenstein I think is likely, but I would expect a Seer would actually want to share something at this point.
True. Good
Seer has to be alive.
I think so. If the Seer's still alive, they should.
Yeah,
if they found anyone, they should say. So I think.
Even if they didn't find anyone, they should tell us it.
There's some villagers.
But, we really lost a lot of villagers. So I think it's likely that one of Seer or Frankenstein died.
Yeah.
Probably not Frankenstein, because then we would trigger a second hunter shot, but yeah.
we probably don't have a lot of chances even on villagers at this point. That's what I'm thinking.
So Blake, did you put Julia on your list? That's why you want to kill her? Because Joseph was not the werewolf.
He could have been the Sasquatch, and that's why he was wanting to not kill, so he could turn because he thought the wolves were doing good.
That's a good one.
I still am suspicious of Julia. Again, my suspicion was because of her downvote on Chris. It wasn't just a random thing. And I'm always Cameron, he makes it really far staying on mute, so I'm always suspicious of that. But
I was gonna say, I was gonna ask Cameron what his thoughts were, because him, Chris T, and Steve and Courtney are the top people for Agents of Chaos for me right now.
Okay. Well, I'm just a normal villager. I was gonna say that the seer should come out, but you just said it. But there's not really. It's still really hard because the people, like, I am suspicious of Blake because he's been nominating people as though he's going down a list of trying to get people out. So that's the main reason I'm suspicious of Blake. Plus, he wouldn't. If he wasn't a werewolf, I really do think he would normally be dead by now. So I've said that before, but it's just the way it goes, right? The good players get knocked out, and so I am really suspicious of Blake. But I'm just a normal villager. There's not much more I can really say.
I would say in a two-team werewolf game, the reason why Blake might be still alive is because they're worried the other team's going to target Blake and they won't get a kill off. That seems like a possibility, because Blake always stays early. So if you're
is that why you didn't target him, Matt?
I'm not a werewolf, so I didn't target Blake. But
sorry.
The way Blake reacted when Chris was going to shoot him, it was this natural, like, honestly, I hope they screen grab it because it was so great.
Yeah, it was great.
It wasn't like
it's just wide eyes, like what?
And it was just like it read villager to me at least. So.
I'll nominate Reed.
Second.
Great. So I'm a villager. People I suspect right now, Steve, Cameron. I feel like he had kind of inconsistent logic about Blake. Doug hasn't spoken much, but I did like the one thing he said. I trust Graham based on more his day one logic. I don't think we even have a chance to miss at this point, unless there's only 2 werewolves left. There's either 2, I'm guessing, or there's 4, or there's 5 if the Sasquatch turns. So even being a villager, you could lose the game by killing me. Oh, okay.
Sonia, what do you have to say? I feel like you've gotten really quiet.
I'm not sure. I kind of suspect Julia, and I suspect Chris, but I have no real, nothing to go on. I've never played with Chris, and Julia, it's been a long time, but I'm just kind of watching. And Reed, I've never played with, and so I did vote down because I just wasn't sure.
I think it's, I don't know why you're not sure, maybe on the first vote, not vote down. Maybe, I mean, I don't know. Like I was looking at only a couple people voted down.
Because I vote chaotically. Okay. No, I vote
I'm still
just
suspicious
based on what
of
I
Reed.
think.
I'm suspicious of Jenny. We haven't really heard from Courtney, from Chris or Amanda. So, usually that someone in the very quiet group is among the werewolves or the agents of chaos. So the people I trust so far are Graham and Blake.
You've been on a lot of people's lists, Steve.
Doug, do you have something to say?
Yeah, I also didn't like with Cameron going right after Blake went after Cameron and mentioned the suspicion. I hate I'm going to be suspicious of the person that's suspicious of me.
Yeah.
And at the start of the day when Tom mentioned who died, all I saw on my camera was Cameron looking down like this, almost like looking at a list to kind of double check to see if someone was on his list that died.
Well, I found it really funny, and actually this kind of feeds on what you were saying, Doug. I found it really funny that Steve named me for the first time in this game 20 seconds after I said he was suspicious in my defense.
I thought you've been suspicious all along. I think you've been called out by others long before me, and that's why I voted down.
So why didn't you say anything?
I think enough had been said, and I affirmed what I think. I still, I don't know. I don't know that you're a werewolf or one of the agents. I see you're on my list of people who are suspicious.
Yeah, but there's no traction on me, and now you're sounding really nervous.
I don't think so.
How is your read on Steve? Still the same? Or
I think Steve's now it's even more likely that I think he's a werewolf.
All right, at this point, I need a second nomination, please.
I'm going to
nominate Steve. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Matt. You're first.
All right, Reed, you nominate Steve. Is there a second for that?
Second.
All right, Steve, what's your defense? Steve, you're muted. Steve, you're muted. Hang on.
I am a villager, and we don't have that many villagers that we could just sacrifice here. So I don't think I would be a good kill at all.
All right, this is vote 2 of day 4. Thumbs ready? Ready? 1, 2, 3. 5 to kill. That's not enough.
Notice that he said, I don't think I would be a good kill.
So I just want to say something. There's 4 people, including myself, who haven't had much suspicion thrown on them. And I say that Andreas, Jesse, and Sonia. And generally, some of those people are werewolves. Because the other werewolves, yes, they sometimes will pick off, they'll try to throw somebody under the bus. But if somebody has no suspicion on them at this point, I feel like it's a good chance they're werewolves. And of those 4, because I know I'm not, Andreas is the one I'm most suspicious of, just because the one time he chimed in was to get Joseph killed.
Yeah, I agree, Matt.
So that's my main suspicion right now. I may be wrong, but I'm also giving you a reason to kill me.
Graham? Not to necessarily distract from Andreas, we can go back to that, but I was just thinking the whole argument for the Sasquatch turning. If the 2 werewolves that we killed are on the same team, then we could have a unbalanced versus where once we get down to there being 4 werewolves left, then it would trigger the game. Where if the Sasquatch turns to the team with fewer werewolves now, it might actually be in our best interest because the teams are more balanced. It's more likely to be a tie, but just a thought.
I understand what you're saying, but I disagree, Graham.
Right,
we have too many werewolves.
We have to kill
There's no
werewolves.
point in letting the Sasquatch turn. If we were going to do that, we should have just done it in the beginning of the game.
Yeah, we should have done it day 1.
Oh.
Maybe the Sasquatch scare.
To respond to respond to what Matt says, I jumped on Joseph because he was like high on my suspicion list, just like I said with this, what he said and how he argued for not killing like at that point. I mean, Graham is still arguing for that now, but I don't know if that's suspicious or not because he's normally like trying to logic the game. So I don't see that too much. I agree that there are a few like people not saying a lot, and I'm one of them, which I agree. But for me, it's like I'm a little bit suspicious of Lucas because he had like twice now that he argued for something and then voted the other way around.
Twice?
I mean, you said it was like you misread the vote on the no kill on the one thing.
Yeah, I think that was pretty obvious. That was.
Yeah, but now again, like you nominated was Reed and then voted to keep him in again. So and you've done it like earlier as well on Blake. So.
It's a Tom game, and we don't have a lot of time to talk in Tom game.
That's right, because I like to go to sleep. So it's time for the 3rd nomination. Wait, you guys let your games run for 6-7 hours? Y'all are crazy.
I'll nominate Julia.
Julia has been nominated. Is there a second for that? Sonia seconding it. All right, Julia, what's your defense?
It's like I said, I'm a regular villager. I'm worried that we've rapidly run out of villagers, but it's better than taking out a Frankenstein or a seer. I'm very suspicious of Steve. That's all I have to say, I guess.
All right, this is vote 3 for day 4. If this is a vote where she's found innocent, then nobody will die. If the Sasquatch is still alive and is still not turned, they would become a werewolf. All right, voting for Julia. Ready? 1, 2, 3. That's 15 down. Julia is dead, and Julia was a villager. Good night, everybody. All right, we'll start with the mad scientist. What would you like to do? Thank you. All right. Bodyguard, who would you like to protect? All right, Werewolf Alpha. Thank you. Werewolf Zed. Thank you. Seer, who would you like to know about? Thank you. All right, good morning, everybody. And we are back to bloodbathy nights. 2 more innocent villagers have died. Lucas, you are dead, as is Graham. All righty. And now we're down to 16, 15, 14, 13. There's not 7 werewolves, so that's good news.
So do we think we lost our seer? Because otherwise the seer really needs to come out and help us.
Well, there's a Frankenstein as well.
I understand. Well,
Yeah.
then maybe the Frankenstein ought to start considering when they need to give information, because there's
Depending on when if the seer died.
Would
Yep.
he call Frankenstein, or would he call, like, would the Frankenstein wake up when he called?
Frankenstein would wake up when he calls here.
Okay.
So we also haven't killed any of the agents of chaos yet.
Yeah.
And we still have people who've been totally quiet, who we haven't heard from at all.
Like,
And Matt, so I think that, it's likely that there are, some within that group too.
Like, why haven't you seconded on any of the people that you were throwing out the suspicions on, like Julia?
I rarely ever nominate or second. I throw my opinions out there. If people are for it, let's do it. If not, I'm open to other people's things. I was wrong on Julia. I still think Joseph was a Sasquatch.
And in defense to Blake, if Blake opens up his mouth, he's suspect. I mean, people just go ahead and vote him out too.
No,
So
I mean,
yeah,
he's a person I believe, but I just had to ask because.
Well, yeah. Honestly, what I was gonna say before they nominated Julia was, I was more suspect of Cameron because of Doug, actually. Doug usually gets pretty good reads, and he said he saw Cameron kind of do a shifty eye thing. So while I would have come back to Julia because I was suspicious of her, I would have gone with Cameron, but.
Yeah, but you've also managed to knock out 2 villagers with your suspicions so far.
I haven't nominated anybody. I just
sure, but you've been suspicious of Joseph, and you've been suspicious of Julie. You've been calling out 2 villagers so
I
far.
think Cameron's
So
a wolf. I think Cameron's a wolf. Whenever he defended himself first time, also he said that I had been nominating all these people. I haven't nominated anybody.
I'm sorry, you literally just called me out, but I'm just pointing out that you have knocked out 2 villagers.
Two things. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I think it's a little unfair of Cameron to go on you about that when Cameron never given suspicions, right? Have you at all until now? So like how at least he's giving suspicions. So like of course maybe some of them are going to be bad. I don't know.
Both of them have been bad so far, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, have you had any good ones? Like
Cameron's only suspicion is me, and he's wrong. So okay, I can do that too.
Second thing, real quick, just before I forget, I kind of like what Matt was saying about Andreas. I feel like he looks super duper serious. Like I'm not used to seeing him look. And I thought maybe the whole thing about Lucas and then killing Lucas would be to like get people off of him as a person, because Lucas just he said he was suspicious of Lucas. So like maybe he would kill Lucas to like clear himself. I don't know. Just something.
My suspicion was tiny though, so I wouldn't have gone after Lucas like in the vote or anything. It's just like what I saw from the people here.
Yeah,
but maybe.
But I get what you mean. Yeah, but it was not like I was throwing shade on Lucas like all over.
But since there's 2 werewolf teams, like if let's say Andreas is on A, Team Z could just be like, well, we're going to kill Lucas, and then they'll go after Andreas if they think he's a wolf. So like it could be
the other team.
One team trying to throw another werewolf under the bus too. I'm not saying that that's happening, but it could happen.
I think we need info at this point.
Courtney, what are you thinking, Courtney?
Okay. I am a bit suspicious of Cameron, as has been stated by a few other people. I trust Jesse because normally when he's a werewolf, he's a lot more fidgety and a little bit more nervous and doesn't speak up as much. So I trust Jesse in this game, and I trust Doug. I'm kind of still on like the little bit of suspicion that we had on Amanda a long time ago. I don't know why. It's just 5, and I'm usually quiet for the most part, but I'll pipe up every once in a while. But it's the fact that everybody keeps on calling people out for being quiet, and neither Amanda or Chris have decided to pipe up to like.
Yeah, I'd also like to hear from Chris.
Yeah. Well, too bad, because it's time for nomination number 1 of day 5. Do I have any nominations, please?
I'll nominate Cameron.
Doug's nominating Cameron. Is there a second for that? Jesse seconding that. Cameron, what's your defense? Oh, you're muted still, Cameron.
Sorry, I'm just a villager. I don't know what else there is to say. I've been trying to defend myself, but there's not much else I can say.
All right,
this is. Yeah.
All right, vote 1 of day 5 for Cameron. All righty, ready? 1, 2, 3. It's 8 votes down. Cameron, you are dead. And Cameron, I'm not telling you which person he was, but was one of the agents of chaos. All right. Good night, everybody. All right. Night 5. All right. Mad Scientist, what would you like to do? All right. Bodyguard, who would you like to protect? Thank you. Werewolf Alpha. Who would you like to take out? Thank you. Werewolf Zed. Who would you like to take out? Thank you. And Seer, who would you like to know about? Thank you. All right. Good morning, everybody. So Chris and Courtney had both been murdered, and both of them were innocent villagers. So if you could all hang on just for 1 second. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait, we have 10 people left. Is that correct? Well, in that case, I'm sorry, but the game is over. The werewolves have won because there are still 5 werewolves left alive, and the team that has more werewolves is Werewolf Team Alpha. So, let's bring everybody back in, and I'll go over who everybody was.
Did you get voted out?
All right, so, first of all, Werewolf Alpha team was Reed, Andreas, and Doug. Werewolf Z team was Gil, Victor, and Jenny. And then Jenny managed to kill the Sasquatch, which was Sonia, who joined her team. But 2 was not enough to beat 3. The Agent of Chaos was Cameron, who gave a list to Steve, his mad scientist. The Frankenstein was Anna. You took, unfortunately, she died right away, so never got any of the roles. Your seer was Manny, who saw that Gil was a werewolf, but you killed him anyway. Bodyguard was Lucas. And did I get everybody? You already know Chris was the hunter. So just I wrote down what happened each night. So Steve, the list of 4 people that they wanted to kill was Chris, Nick, and Blake. And since Blake never died, well,
we got 3 out of the 4.
You got 3 out of the 4, and you're lucky because Blake was brought up like every day to kill. So the first night, well, the only night that the switching mattered only happened one time, and that was when you switched Blake and Nick. And I do want to ask a question, Steve. Why were you switching the people on the list with each other?
Well, because if one of them was picked, then at least we would get one of them from the switch.
But if one of them was picked,
if one of them was killed, then we would hopefully get the other one.
That's not how it works.
Well, look,
if one of them was getting killed, then one of them was getting killed. That's great.
Yeah, you should have picked one non-person on the list with the people.
I get what you're saying. You're guaranteed to not mess up that way.
That's what I was trying to do. Was not mess up. Help us sure that we would get more likely get a kill.
It makes sense to me, Steve.
You got close.
Well, what happened here basically was the 2 werewolf teams were on different syncs the whole time, which was good for them. They never tried to kill the same person. I don't think they even considered it. I think once Courtney was considered by both teams. But other than that, I don't think they even considered the same person. And almost every werewolf was called out at one point or another, pretty loudly too. And then y'all just ignored it and let them kill people. So I blame the villagers. I usually do. But what do y'all think?
I bet Jenny's heart sunk when she saw my name and Victor's on her team.
Yeah, and my own.
Yeah, I know. She was like, "Oh no, here I go."
Who were the 2 werewolf teams?
Werewolf Alpha was Reed, Andreas, and Doug. And Zed was Gil, Victor, and Jenny.
I didn't even know Doug
And
was on
Sonia
my
joined.
team at the beginning. I'm just gonna put that out there. I didn't see you wake up.
I'm very happy we
had no
didn't
list.
manage to kill Blake when we tried to.
Yeah, me too.
If I had survived, I was going to try to kill you Reed next night. I was like, I put 3 names down as seer, and when you went so strong on Victor, I said, "Oh, I think I got the seer. Reed is the seer."
And we were so suspicious of Jenny. How did she slide through?
Guilt.
Yeah.
Jenny was naming all the bad players just on the other team. She really was. She named Luke, she named Steve.
And my suspicion of Reed was
Problem was
right on.
we thought we suspected Jenny also as being bad. That's why we ignored her calls.
Tom, what do you do if there was a 3-way tie, like villagers and the both werewolves had parity? Like, do you just do one more
And I would have
night?
kept playing. Besides, there was
Okay.
always a possibility that this was day 6, so you all might have voted Blake to death, and then the Ages of
No,
Chaos
I was going to come back and say, do not kill Blake until day 7 because it is obvious that he is on the list, and that's what Cameron was going after. And that was the first thing I wanted to say. I was like,
Yeah.
werewolves, do not kill Blake. Village, do not kill Blake. Let's let him live.
Well, that's my goal with the Age of Chaos was to keep some of the louder people or the better players in the game longer, and it works. But
You say I'm a bad player? Okay,
I was
got
cut off
it.
early.
Yeah, Connor,
Noted.
Ginny, do you agree with Tom's idea? The better players survive longer.
I have to say, I didn't mind dying on this game. I think the pace of the game was amazing. It was awesome to watch because it didn't drag like some games sometimes.
yeah, you all did a
really
good job at
pace.
conversation. I was really happy with how that worked out.
Jill, I asked you, Jill, if you were confused about anything in the rules, and then like 2 minutes later, you say like, "Wait, so if both of them survive, or if one of them die?" And it was so obvious. Like you always do that.
No. I couldn't remember if we need to kill because I thought I figured out that Connor and Chris were the mad scientists and chaos agents. I want to just make sure if we need to kill both of them or just one of them. It didn't matter because I was wrong anyway.
Don't say that.
Yes.
When Gil questioned why I was killed, I was like, because I killed a werewolf. I was like, I thought, and I'm glad Chris killed him for that. That made sense.
Of all the people that I went after, I chose Chris. I just thought, let's see somebody who is chaotic enough that I can try to make it suspicious. And I just made the mad scientist offhand comments and it seems that convinced most people that he was a mad scientist. Unfortunately,
I seem to be mad.
Unfortunately for me, it was the wrong person to go after.
Andreas, you killed me, right, for shooting you the other day?
Yes.
Ooh.
You had that comment.
I predicted Gil killing me after the first day.
Chris, I gotta ask, what was that defense? That was the worst villager defense I've seen, as bad as the defense when you were a werewolf.
I'm pretty proud of my wonderful defenses.
I think it was good.
I kept that defense all the time as a villager.
Just like he did the other day when he was a werewolf.
It was good. He
Like
was a
some
hunter.
werewolves are gonna poke down on me. At least I'll have somebody to kill.
Yeah.
From the Agents of Chaos standpoint, it was a great defense.
I mean, I voted up for him. I actually liked it more than Victor.
Yeah,
Exactly, Chris.
So in the future, for anybody, don't actually give an excuse of what's going. Like even now, I'm still messaging people literally right now. So it was
But you
actually
gotta
worked out.
either-
It actually worked out because once I got killed, then I was like, oh well, now I actually can go back to messaging all these people.
Victor, either play werewolf or message somebody. You know, it's hard to do both.
I got a weird personal thing going on in my life right
Yeah,
now,
I'm
and it just
sorry.
made a whole bunch of other stuff come up right quick.
Yep.
I'm just glad Anna wanted to kill Nick, and I'm like, no, and I'm glad we redirected it back to Victor.
Maybe made out.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, as I said in the thing, I was really impressed with the talking, the nature. This was one of the best werewolf games I watched. Yes, it was a dominant win by the werewolves, and just the way it worked out, I really thought the werewolves would cross paths more, and that the bus driver would cause more, or not the bus driver, I called the bus driver, the mad scientist would cause more chaos, but that did not happen. I think that next time I play this game, I'm going to play with the exact same setup, because I think, first of all, that the Ages of Chaos could have won, and that the villagers could have won, but man, man, they just kept killing villagers, and the werewolves just kept killing villagers. But I really liked the discussions during the day. This is one of the best games I've seen for that. People were really talking and calling things out and catching tells, and there was good discussion back and forth. There wasn't one player who dominated everything. From all different corners, this was a real pleasure to watch this particular game. Not that it isn't always, but I think this is one of the best werewolf games I've watched in terms of interesting discussion and such. So we'll see. Like I said, you can join in these games yourself if you want to. We'll have another one on the Dice Tower sometime in the future. Until next time, I'm Tom Vasel, and you've been watching Werewolf on the Dice Tower.